So with that quick introduction of the Pathway and Skill Collaboratives initiative, I'd like to introduce and turn it over to our first panel. So we are going to start off our discussion and our sharing of innovative and best practices by focusing on the topic that, luckily for all of us, was the topic that secured the most votes in the last poll. So we are going to have a panel about dual credit strategies to expand access and improve outcomes. Judy is going to moderate that panel, and we're very excited to be able to highlight the incredibly innovative work that is going on in Morris County and in Bergen County around dual credit programs and deep partnerships between community colleges and vocational technical schools. So with that, I will turn it back to Judy.
Thank you, Aaron, for the overview and for the introduction. Our panel consists of Scott Moffitt and Tony Iacono from Morris County, who are going to talk about their collaboration for several types of dual credit programs, followed by Lerner and Tony Ross from Bergen County.
Judy, I don't know if everybody else is having a problem.
Yeah.
But you.
Yes.
Yes.
No one could hear what you're saying.
I was going to say thank you. I was going to say thank you for that wonderful introduction.
I wasn't muted. I don't know what happened.
Better.
My earphones. No worries. All right.
Might help if everybody mutes who's not talking.
Yes, please. If you're not on the panel, please be muted. So Howard, Scott Moffitt and Tony Iacono from Morris County, Scott Moffitt and Tony Ross from Bergen County are going to share with us their dual credit programs and engage in some dialogue. So with that, Scott, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Judy. I haven't had to put a jacket on since sometime in February, March. Good thing is I can still wear my shorts and nobody knows.
Secret's out.
Yeah, the secret's out. We've had a long-standing relationship with Morris, County College of Morris. It dates back over 18 years. And we have two primary dual enrollment programs that afford students college credits. One program is our 12th grade option, and another program is what we call our shared time programs on the campus of CCM. Our 12th grade option started very small, and it's steadily grown over the years. We had about 25% of our senior population taking courses on the campus, and it's grown now to about 90% of our senior class taking half or all their coursework on the campus of County College. And that equates to somewhere about 160 to 170 students traversing their campus on any given day. Students in their senior year, if they take advantage of this option, can take all their academic as well as their career courses on the campus. Those courses usually amount to about 24 credits that we will pay for directly. It's a discounted agreement that we have in place with the county college. And so that students have some and families have some skin in the game, we've moved eventually over to the point where they're responsible for their textbooks, supplies, and materials for any of those classes. They can also round out their schedule and take more classes if they want, and they would be paying on their own for those. But our district will pay for up to 24 credits. Those classes in the 12th grade option are taught by faculty at the County College of Morris. And we have gotten to the point where I said, there are about 160 to 170 students on that campus. They have graciously allowed us some space there for a part-time counselor on their campus. That counselor can help out with any number of issues that you can imagine come with high school age students. We don't have too many, but if somebody has a suicidal ideation, if somebody is causing a HIB or something like that, they're still a high school student. We still have to address it, investigate it, do everything we would need to do as if they were a senior on our campus. That in a nutshell is our 12th grade option. Oh, it's important that students have to meet the criteria that's been agreed to with the college to enter that program. So there's certain criteria that have been laid out, a certain score on the AccuPlace or things like that. They have to meet that criteria to even be eligible for the program. Our Share Time programs is a more recent collaboration. It grew out of some grant programs. We were able to begin an engineering and prototyping or an advanced manufacturing program. And these are for students who are in their junior or senior year. After that and the success that program has had, we've added cybersecurity and then more currently added culinary and hospitality. The school district will pay for 30 to 37 credits for the students. This is a little different model. We've employed the professor. It's typically been a professor at county college as an employee of our district for this junior year population. So the teachers are usually, they're also high school certified and also on the staff of the college. So they've met all standards that they need to meet to teach in a high school. So at any point in time, they're working for us or the county college. These programs have actually been hugely successful. We're even hearing about it from other school districts in the county, and they're actually encouraging us to expand and or pursue a one-year option. These right now are 2-year options, and we're receiving more and more interest in a 1-year program to address senioritis that occurs in most high school student bodies. Those are the 2 programs in a nutshell.
Great, thank you. Should we move to Bergen County? Howard, do you want to give us a quick overview of your programs at Bergen County Community College?
Sure. Thank you, Judy. I apologize up front if it seems like at least for my technology, it seems to be freezing up every 10 minutes or so. Hopefully it won't be a problem. We also in Bergen have a long-standing relationship with Bergen Community College. Also goes back probably 20 years, way before I've been here. I'm here now 14 years. It started with a relationship with Paramus Technical School and BCC. We had some dual enrollment programs in the traditional trades like horticulture and culinary. And then we moved some of that dual enrollment status over to Bergen County Technical Schools at Teterboro for some of their academics in areas like math, English, history, and world language. And we've had those dual enrollment programs continue all these years. But about 5 years ago, with the help of a state grant, we decided that we wanted to build a 4th high school here in Bergen County. And we started to think about collaborating and working with Bergen Community College in building that high school program. And the concept was we wanted to build a high school that had programs that could lead students right into an AA degree at BCC. So we were very specific in the type of programs we were looking to build, and that BCC already had an AA degree in. So we spoke with people at the college at the time. They gave us a couple of rooms and an office in a hallway to start our program. The first program was Advanced Manufacturing Engineering Technology. We accepted 30 students into the first 9th grade. And we were very, very concerned about opening a high school on the campus of a community college, because you're talking about 8th graders making the decision to leave their town, go to the technical schools, but not really the technical schools. It's on a campus of a community college. And that first year, we had close to 100 applications for 30 seats. We opened that program that year. And then each year, we accept another 30 students in the incoming 9th grade. The concept is that when we have grades 9 to 12, which right now we do in advanced manufacturing, you have 120 students per grade. When we got to the acceptance of the 4th, 9th grade in advanced manufacturing, we also accepted the first 9th grade in our second program, which is health professions. And again, BCC had created this beautiful health professions building so that we did not have to recreate labs. We could have some shared services, and BCC was kind enough to allow us to schedule our students into that lab. Now, of course, our program has grown over the years, and since that time, we have come out of that hallway, and we received pretty much now half of a building called Ender Hall on the campus of BCC. We are currently at 210 students. We have 120 in advanced manufacturing, 90, so that's grades 9, 10, and 11 in health professions. And when we accept next year our 4th, 9th grade in health professions, the concept is taking our first 9th grade in cybersecurity. That will be our 3 programs that we will have in the high school on the campus. It's going to be 3 programs with 360 students. Now, the high school, we provide students with anywhere from 24 to 30 college credits that we pay for at Bergen Community College, at Bergen County Technical Schools. Our students get those credits either by having college professors come into the classroom at the high school and teach them, or our high school teachers get quote unquote certified from BCC to teach those programs, and they get college credits. Now, we had 2 graduating classes so far. In the first graduating class, we had 13 out of 27 students graduate high school and receive their AA degree the same month. And this past June, we had 21 out of 28 students graduate high school and receive an AA degree. Now, the great thing about that is both programs, and the third program will as well, we have partnerships and connections with 4-year colleges. In advanced manufacturing, it's with NJIT. In engineering technology and in health professions, it is Ramapo and Felician. And what's great about it is if they receive a high school diploma from us and an AA degree from BCC, they will be accepted into those programs automatically to get 2 more years if they want to continue to receive their bachelor's degree.
That's great.
It's been a fantastic program, and the high school is flourishing.
Fantastic. That's a great overview of the 2 programs. Thank you. Let me pose a question to the presidents of County College of Morris and Bergen Community College. Tony Iacono, what do you see as the major benefit of the dual credit programs from the college perspective?
The benefit really is the opportunity that it provides, and that's actually, several branches of opportunity. One is it provides the colleges an opportunity to more completely fulfill their mission, which is to serve the whole community. I think great community colleges are economic engines. They're also social engines that really focus on equitable outcomes. So I think when we partner with our colleagues at the vocational technical schools, we really, really have a very powerful vehicle for change and to really, really empower individuals. I know the quality that's offered at Morris County School of Technology is exceptional. When Scott students come over here, they are well prepared. They do very, very well. What makes me really excited is to see the opportunity they get because, you know, everyone's interested in something different. And what we find is programs like this tend to produce not only higher high school graduation rates, but it introduces students to college pathways much earlier, and many who might not get introduced at all, right? So it encourages more individuals to seek out post-secondary education. Students who get these opportunities tend to, you know, stay after high school graduation in higher ed. It might not stay at our schools. We always hope they do, but they've got a plan. They do move on. So better high school graduation rates, higher levels of post-secondary attainment, all of which means stronger communities. And as community colleges, that's the central role that we really play. So it's just, to me, they're win-wins across the board.
You know, and to just to be mindful of time and not to parrot everything that Tony said. Our other Tony, and we have this conversation when we have our regular meetings. There's a third Tony that's a part of the group as well. So it's great to be with you all. And Scott, I just have to say that I understand what how you felt about putting a jacket on, because I don't know if all of you noticed, but I started out with a tie and I quickly stepped away and took the tie off to make sure I stayed with the appropriate dress code this morning. And I was really choking. I forgot how to tie my tie, so it was a struggle. But with that, I would say that again with Bergen Community College, and I'm here as an interim president right now, and I appreciate everything that I've learned from Howard in our relationship, because as I've toured the school and met with Howard, the benefits are tremendous for our students. And I call the Applied Technical High School students our students, because they truly are our students. They come, they're well prepared, they are excited about the opportunities. And then when you think about just the notion of how a parent and a child starts to think about the fact that they can graduate high school and community college with an associate's degree at the same time, that's a tremendous opportunity for the parents as well as for both institutions. And so we look at that and we understand the importance of our mission, as Tony indicated earlier, and most importantly, the importance of our relationship as a community college and as a technical high school. So, I mean, you saw some of the footage of the students in the labs, the relationship that Howard talked about, and you know, the college or the program is 5 years old, and you know, the sky's the limit in terms of where it's going to go. I think that as Howard indicated, you know, what started as 4 classrooms in a hallway has now really grown into a significant portion of that building, that we know that it can only be achieved through ongoing communication and partnerships, that we know that we're serving students who will be the economic drivers of the county and certainly the state of New Jersey.
I want to dig a little deeper on that issue of the relationships that
Okay.
make these partnerships go. What's really the role of the institutional leaders, the presidents and the superintendents, and who are the other key people in both institutions who really make this work?
Okay, from obviously the president and the superintendent have to be of one accord, and you start with that. I think the other thing for us that's really unique is, given the fact that we have the high school right on our college campus, then we are responsible and work with them for the facility and maintenance. So our vice president for facilities and our director of facilities work extremely close with the leadership of the high school as well as the county superintendent. In addition to the fact that our vice president for academic affairs and then our continuing ed executive director is involved as well. So it's a whole team, and we really, you know, the whole notion or the notion of the concept of it takes a village, it takes a leadership team and as a village at that level to be able to make it work and to understand the commitments that we have. And Howard, I'll turn it over to you on the second half of that.
Yeah, I think you alluded to it, Tony, the liaisons that we set up. I mean, everyone knows from the college level and from the technical schools level that, we want this to work in creating a new high school on the campus of BCC. And we set up liaisons, and those liaisons deal with everything they need to deal with, whether it's facilities, scheduling. It's very different, a college setting and schedule to a high school setting and schedule. So, but there's nothing that can't be worked out if you have the right people working together as a team. Just an example, one thing I didn't say with the high school is every 12th grader in all of our programs on the college campus go to college. They come in the morning, they sign in high school, in the Applied Tech High, and then they're taking college courses. There's a lot of logistics that go along with that. So key is the liaisons. Obviously, you're correct, Tony, you and myself working together and everybody knowing that we want this to work. And the support from the county has been fantastic from the beginning. The county officials, the county executive freeholders wanted to see this type of collaboration in our 2 county school districts and colleges. So, and it's been tremendous support all the way down the line.
Yeah, that relationship is really essential. I think when we talk about those relationships, we're really talking about a culture of expectations in a very comprehensive way, right? So Scott's team knows what he expects of them. Mine knows what I expect. Scott and I work together. We share joint expectations of making sure we've done everything we can. As Howard says, there are going to be a lot of challenges and obstacles, and so we expect our teams to resolve that. We share we've got a shared vision. Our freeholders, as we've alluded to, are part of that culture of expectation. They really view this program really as a continuum. Basically, the students will get into a really great school like Scott's and then have the opportunity to be on our campus. And when you look at and say 90% of his senior class is on our campus, right, and you see this going on around the state of Florida, I don't know other models like this, frankly. Shouldn't 90% or more of every high school in America students have a career pathway while they're in high school, rather than they don't have one? It's vague to the student, and they're expected to kind of figure this out, maybe with minimal attention. When we talk about, the expectations in the United States that we recognize, post-secondary credentialing is going to be important if individuals want to have self-sustaining jobs, if they really want to have great lives and so forth. This is the pathway for that. But without those relationships, without that culture of expectation, it doesn't happen. If Scott and I didn't have a relationship, if Scott didn't have a relationship with my predecessor, if our teams didn't work extremely closely together, it wouldn't happen. That's impossible. And that would be a shame, because that means hundreds of students and across the state, thousands of students wouldn't get the opportunity that they're getting. And ultimately it means we wouldn't be fulfilling our missions.
I echo everything everyone is saying. The only thing I would add is the other relationships that are hugely critical are the ones with business and industry. We all have our advisory groups, and we all start bringing some of those together. So we have advisory groups of members from contacts and relationships that the county college and Tony has, and some from ours. And while we deal a lot with freeholders, we know that there are a lot of economic development groups that get together, and very often Tony and I are there together talking about what we're doing, and they start to see us as part of a solution to bigger challenges. So business and industry are our key partners in that relationship as well.
And the 2 entities working in concert with each other sends a really positive and powerful message to the business community, instead of them seeing them fractured. So 40% of the people on our call today said dual credit is the thing that they're most excited about talking about today. So with that, and recognizing that we're coming to the end of our time, I want to ask each of you, what is the one piece of advice that you would want to give to another county vocational school or college that is really thinking that this is something that they'd like to ramp up?
Well, I'll start and I'll say, start by reaching out. start by saying we want to collaborate. We may not even know exactly what we want to do yet. But if we bring a couple of people together from both organizations and brainstorm some ideas, there's many models. These are just two models that we're talking about, and obviously they work very well. I think people want to create programs like this. I think we can create programs like this. And we want to, once we do, we want to create programs that are sustainable. Scott talked about 18-year relationship. We're probably in that same time frame, 18, 20 years of relationship. You know, Tony is probably the third president that I've been working with, but we want to create this program so it's sustainable, regardless of who's there, who's sitting in our seats, that it continues. And Tony said something to me, you know, in the beginning of August when him and I just met, and he said, you know what, we should sit down, look at our 10-year contract and shore it up to make certain that regardless of if he's here or I'm here or anybody else, this high school is going to continue on that college campus because it benefits everybody.
The other thing I would add in is just the notion of when you're thinking about, if you haven't thought about it already, number one, listen to the ideas and the thoughts, be creative. And, you know, the notion of thinking outside the box, we talk about all the time, but I just think that there are some opportunities out there that if we don't avail ourselves to them in terms of listening and thinking beyond our current constraints, be it the pandemic or fiscal, then we're just limiting ourselves and the opportunities. And so I would just say, listen to every idea. We always talk to our staffs about, you know, throwing things on the wall and seeing what sticks. I think it's important for us as the leaders, as county superintendents, as well as college presidents, to be able to say, okay, let's listen. There's never such a thing as a bad idea, and let's move forward.
Yeah, I would say tie into the network. You know, what we do together. Aaron outlined 4 key areas of focus, which all lead to tremendous careers with great growth opportunity and so forth. But anybody who's thinking of really getting involved in this, if we were brand new, I would reach out, and I would invite anyone, reach out to us. Come onto our campuses. I know Scott and I'd be happy to sit down with anyone, meet with them, take a tour of Scott's school, tour the facilities on our campus, and start getting acclimated. But, you know, I think everybody in this call is very committed to this kind of work and would be more than willing to help anyone who's not already doing it, or maybe they just want to scale it up. Take a look at what we're doing. If we can be helpful to others, we'd love to be able to do that.
The only thing I would add is, you know, start small, be realistic. There will be a lot of challenges. There will be pockets of resistance, you name it. It's all going to be worth it in the end, but start small, work through those challenges. I mean, you're going to have bursar issues, billing issues, textbook issues, nursing service issues, special education issues, but start small, they're manageable. Work through those, get the systems in place, and then you're going to grow. You know, we're at 200-300 students on that campus. It didn't start there. It started off like 15 to 30 kids, you know, years ago. So start small.
Yeah. What I want to share is that if others have been able to do it, we can also do it. So based on the examples that we have and the past experiences, what others have been able to do, we could look at it and also adjust to customize our area and see how best we can promote this partnership. One of the things that I want to bring to everybody's attention is to start thinking about how we could share common facilities, because a number of these programs and the projects that we want to do, if we think of sharing facilities, we could do them and do them well.
That's great. That's a great point. And we hope that when we have our breakout sessions later this morning, that we will actually be able to begin those conversations. So I want to thank Scott and Howard and Tony for their efforts to share information with you. I think it was a great panel. Tip of the iceberg, but you heard them say it. You know, you have questions, you want to see how it's done, encourage you to reach out. So as we wrap up, we're going to do another quick poll question before we move right into the next topic, which will be Work and Learn Consortia.
I like this little survey thing going on.
Better than the Survey Monkey. You get to see the results right away.
Very technologically advanced there, Judy.
Like Family Feud. Survey says. All right, 59% think we are maximizing and 41% say there's room for growth. Good. Thank you, everybody.